There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new Integra. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Mic checks echo, I'm the sound of the brawl. Canvas creaks, flesh slaps, bodies rise and fall. Steel cage dreams, no escape. All pain, blood stains mixed with the sweat and the chain. Adrenaline surging my veins, spit fire. Crowd chants feeding my soul's desire. Turnbuckles tremble when my wrath collides. Glory's the belt and I'm taking the pride. The squared circle where legends collide. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Pyros ignite, shadows dance in the glow. Ringside roar, it's a gladiator show. Chokeholds tighter than the grip of the night. Climbing the ropes to new championship heights. The mental battlefield, no room for doubt. Every move calculated, every scream a shout. The bell tolls louder than a sinner's regret. This is the place where the bold never forget. The squared circle where legends collide. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. The squared circle where legends collide. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom, the squared circle digest. Circle Digest!
Oh, it's Monday, 6 p. Only place to be, the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley. That is the great Frankie Fresco. And we already got in the chat Steven in there, Adrian in there. Me Papa's in there already, so thank everybody jumping in. If you're watching us on X, jump over to the YouTube channels, Stanley Media House Network, hit the notification, subscribe. Also, Frankie Fresco, hit the notification, subscribe also, and then follow us on all social media platforms out there. Frankie Fresco, how you doing today, sir?
We're doing good, man. We have, I hope I'm not too loud. I sound myself really loud.
You sound good to me.
Excited. We got the new coach out there doing the Gator Chomp. So shout out to the new coach for the Florida Gators. Hopefully he pans out. Hopefully he's not another Billy Napier. And then let's talk some wrestling, man.
Yeah, we got a couple topics we wanted to discuss here today. Might as well let's just get started with this one, all right? So Survivor Series has come and it has gone. There's been good talk. There's been bad talk. There's been a bunch of talk. Frankie Fresco, after you've let it sit there for a little bit, Frankie,
Really?
you sound echoing. Why do you sound echoing, Frankie?
Don't mess with us, Steven Gonzalez, because I don't hear myself echoing. I knew it. I knew he was joking with us.
Jesus. I was like, wait a minute, man. We just did the testing and everything. You threw off the whole show, Steven Gonzalez. Way to go, buddy.
Jesus
Walked in,
Christ.
he throws the grenade and he walked out.
Scaring us.
Yeah,
like that
man.
already, bro. Jesus
Man,
Christ.
because I got to change my settings. It's not Frankie, it's me. So, damn it. Okay, thank you, Steve. You got us. Frankie, War Games come and gone. It's marinated a little bit. Your thoughts. Would you have done anything differently?
Okay, so I watched the show again, trying to sell myself that it was an actual good show, and no, man, it was still lackluster. It was still not a very good show in my eyes. I kind of watching it the second time kind of gave me the thought that it just wasn't. I thought it was even worse than when I first saw it. Like, that's how disappointing I was. And what would I have changed? Okay. First and foremost, I would have changed the order of the matches. I I I think I know this is not gonna happen because obviously War Games, they got the cage and all that stuff, but I'm sorry. I mean, when you have technically the GOAT, I don't know. I posted it on Instagram, that photo. I don't know if you want to talk about that photo eventually, but that photo, I don't know. But John Cena there, and I would have definitely put in that John Cena Dom Mysterio fight as either the first fight of the night, but I think it deserved to be the last fight of the night, because at the end of the day, that was the match that everybody pretty much was looking forward to, in my opinion. It had a story. It had a story within a story, right? Now you created something even bigger. Obviously, Monday Night Raw is about to start in about 2 hours, so we got to be done in 2 hours. But we want to definitely see where this goes with Liv Morgan, the Judgment Day. I think I would have definitely made an exception for this Survivor Series. Even though John Cena's getting his night on Saturday Night Main Event, I would have definitely put that as the last fight, in my opinion. Number two, um, I think I would have tried to see if maybe I could have either, number one, um, gotten Nikki Bella's sister involved some way or another. If she's not returning into the wrestling, or at least done a cameo on this show, then I would have scrapped that fight the whole way. I don't think that fight deserved to be on uh, a PLE event, man. It was just lackluster from beginning to end. The fans were not invested. It just wasn't good. As far as the ladies, um, you know, the ladies cage match. I don't know what you could have done differently. I know Sean is gonna hate me. I've been mentioning blood and guts. The women delivering over there are more of the type of person who likes more the blood and the action. And then I sent you the whole Becky Lynch, and then the the blood and guts version. Like, you saw both of them. There was like a reel showing how Becky Lynch is screaming and she's not doing anything, and then it looks like they're just like pressing on her face with a boot, and that's it. She's not even facing on the fence or anything like that, or on the cage. um, when it comes to the ladies, I guess what you could I could have said is they could have changed the way they did the ending of it, right? EO throwing herself from the top with the garbage, and obviously the garbage had EO's name on it. Maybe they could have done that sooner than later. Maybe they could have done a different spot. I think they could have done a little bit more. I think we
Yeah, but
could.
if they would have done that, then you don't have Becky by herself because that took everybody out but Becky.
I don't think Becky. I don't see Becky needing to have gotten pinned. To be honest with you, I think
Well, you
anybody could have
called
taken.
it though. You're the one that said Becky's
Correct,
getting pinned. So,
correct. But I don't think
I mean,
I don't think she needed it. I mean, they obviously the most obvious thing was her, because she's been running on like a bad run right now. But I don't think they needed it. Like, I think you could have given it to anybody. You could have given it to Nia Jax. It's not hurting any of those girls. To be honest with you, when you kind of look and put two and two together, Asuka, Io, any of those girls could have taken the pin. To be honest with you, I don't. I mean, Kyrie Zane, any of those girls could have gotten the pin. So I think I would have changed that. And finally, the men's War Games. I read online that the guy's original thought was that Austin Theory was going to be part of this, um, but they had to scrap it because of the fact of the Seth Rollins getting hurt. And then Cody got pushed, and Jake on the Jacob Fatu situation, I heard as well. That kind of hurt everything into them adding Cody into the War Games, because I don't think Cody was meant to be in the War Games this time around. So you know what? I'm fine with the war games of the guys. I wish there would have been more tables put in there. I think give every guy a table, get every guy a chair, a kendo stick, give them everything. And you know what? At the same time, stop with this whole like who could be the mystery guy. He should have just revealed himself right there on the spot. I mean, if it's Austin Theory, it's Austin Theory. Just reveal yourself and just let it happen, because at the end of the day, I think that was the big plot twist and it kind of epically failed. I think if you would have at least mentioned Austin Theory, more people would have been more upset. More people would have said more stuff than what they saw. But I think honestly, you're gonna get either the WWE fans to actually be like hate it so much that more people want to see it more. You feel me? And I think the problem I think that they made was that they didn't reveal who it is. We know it's not Seth Rollins. So I think those changes would have happened. I think it would have probably helped it. Um, but I don't know. I think I spoke too much. I'm gonna pass the mic to you, sir.
The only thing I would change on it, I would do away with the War Games match. It's stupid. It's ridiculous when there's nothing going to war for what? For what? There's no hate there. It's not Dusty against the Horsemen anymore. There's no blood feuds there. Just do Survivor Series matches. If it's going to be this, just do the Survivor Series matches and be over with. Because when you put War Games in there, like, and this is the thing I have with the Blood and Guts, which is fine. It's great. It's violent. But what brought the violence out? What was? Why do you hate somebody so much you're going to crush glass, put your foot in it, and stomp on them? Those stories haven't been told to me. I would go back to the traditional matches. I would have had Team Cody versus Team, whatever. Just make them up. However you want to do it. Team Roman, whatever. Do 5-on-5 matches and eliminate them, and you can build stories from there. There's no need to put it in War Games. For what? There wasn't that much hatred going on. There's not. There's not enough hatred to say, okay, go in there and just kill each other for weapons. For what? Same with the women. You threw it together and it falls flat because there's no meaning behind it. It's just a match in a cage. And that's where, to me, like, you're trying to force feed War Games when there's no war.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, it's going to fall flat because, again, fans expect when it's inside a cage to be more violent than normal. And everybody knows WWE by now, they're not going to do what you get over in the other three-letter AEW. You're not getting that. You're not getting that. And at no point, to me, again, going back to everything, and this is going to be our next topic after this, you had to have the men's match main event because now you're dropping crumbs, supposedly, for WrestleMania. That's what that's all about. That's what that main event match, again, it meant nothing for the War Games match. That's what I mean. They win, they haul ass out of the cage so that Roman, CM Punk, and Cody could do their thing. Braun Breaker didn't even get to celebrate that he just been the world heavyweight champion. He's outside the ring, and Brock's like, hey, good job, kid, this and that, and all that. Dude, give the man his flowers. He just won War Games and pinned CM Punk. Whether it was a mystery guy or not, he got the victory over the heavyweight champion, and it just got glossed over because they were in such a hurry to get to Roman, Cody, and CM Punk, and Roman reaching out his hand to CM Punk and not to Cody and all this stuff that, like, man, let stuff sit for a little bit. And again, that's what I'm saying. Like, this War Games match meant nothing. Like, there's nothing there to it and the validity. And the only reason they threw Stephanie on there is because she's Stephanie. And there's no other feud right now for the women that would go on there because the other feuds were inside the War Games match for the women.
I mean,
so you had a singles men's, a singles women's, and then the two War Game matches. And again, that was the feud right now. I mean, other than that, I mean, I just say do away with the War Games matches, man. They don't mean anything. You got to build up to it. Don't just because, oh, now every Survivor Series is War Games. Well, then you need to start the feud after WrestleMania so something makes more sense. Now, I get it. People get injured, and maybe if Seth was in the situation, it maybe, the volatility may have escalated more to where it makes sense. But that match made no sense, especially when you throw Logan Paul in there. It's like, come on, man. Come on.
I mean, I think the issue too is like, why are you pushing for Roman and Cody, and that little whole triangle at the end to set up for WrestleMania? You still got Royal Rumble. You still got time to build that storyline. If you're gonna end it, is right what you said. Give the kudos to the heels. Give Braun Breaker his moment, and let them shine. You don't have to all of a sudden change the camera and then go like, okay, what's going on between these guys? It kind of was lackluster, and I don't know if you saw a couple posts,
Well,
but
they're trying to do
like,
too much. It's like what
yeah,
Ricky Steamboat said was wrong with the blood and guts match. There's too much going on. You got this person over here going through a table. At the same time, this person's getting hit with a barbed wire bat. At the same time, this one's going through, not through a table or a glass mirror. There's just too much going on. Every once in a while, let something sit, then go on to the next thing. CM Punk was out. Roman, they could have let Braun Breaker get his stuff. They leave the cage and then go into it. But instead, it was more like the heels got to rush out. They're standing on the outside, kind of celebrating. And then it just, boom, right back into them. And then every once in a while, they go back out to the heels. And it's like, we're trying to do too much, man. Trying to do too much.
yeah. I think at the end of the day as well,
And they're not doing anything at the same time, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, I think they should have cut off completely the whole Roman Cody interaction and CM Punk. Let the heels be inside, let them celebrate, and then you create those other storylines in Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that. You don't have to create them right away. And as I said, just let it be. Kind of like when you go with the AEW. I think AEW delivered in the blood and guts, but you're right. You don't want action after action after action. You want it to be, let it marinate. Let a couple minutes go in between, and then boom, you see the next one. Boom, you see the next one. Action, they did a great job in AEW, but like you said, I think they were going such a
But I
high
still
pace.
think they overdid it
Too
for
much.
what they were doing. I get it's blood and guts, and I get there's going to be blood and everything, but like there was nothing built up for that match. Just like there's nothing built up for War Games, to where it's like there was more built up for the men's side, but the women's side was just they were for the women's tournament. Like they're all the tag teams from the women's tournament together. And it's like I just they're again. I like it to make sense. Yes, blood and guts was definitely more violent, more action than the War Games, but they still both to me missed an opportunity that to advance stuff, because it just to me that just great. Okay, you guys can bleed. We know AEW can deliver in those style matches because they deliver with the violence. So it just didn't elevate either one for me.
I think the other thing we have to also realize is on the women's, they really didn't do any storylines at the end either. Like there could have been like you saw how Cody went and accidentally hit CM Punk, but they didn't do anything after that. Like there wasn't more to it. In the women's side, you didn't even have that. Like you could have easily
You had
started
AJ Lee making Becky tap out. That's it. That'll continue that feud.
Yep.
Other than that, there's nothing else.
But you could have already started maybe something like Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, especially since they were having that little interaction. I think a couple Monday Night Raws ago, where they were like, "Hey, I don't want to be in the team because I don't I don't trust you and stuff like that." Why don't you develop that into the actual main event and put it in there as well? If you fed us that at a couple weeks ago, then feed us that a little bit more. That way we could see something, expect something. All of a sudden, Triple H just going out and going on social media and saying, or I think it was last night, yo, this Monday Night Raw is gonna be epic. Epic of what? Like the only thing I could think about being epic is if like Seth Rollins comes back, or if maybe Jacob Fatu was to make his way over to out of the injury or something like that. But I don't see anything epic.
Can I tell you something else too?
Yeah.
Why would Seth Rollins jump in and help the Vision?
Yeah, they got he got murdered.
Quote unquote, if it was, why is he jumping in? They're the ones that put him out, supposedly.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
fine.
So it's like, again, a little bit of common sense here and there. It's,
Very good point.
yeah,
Why would you do the stomp, right? Like, why would he do the stomp on CM Punk and help the Vision? If anything, you know what they could have done, like, right? What they could have done is if they would have had people laid out, Maybe he could have done the stomp on CM Punk and then do the stomp on Braun Breaker or something. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, who is this guy helping? Is he helping the heels or is he helping the babies? And then figure something where you're
No,
like,
but
okay,
they wanted the people to
this.
talk, be like, "Oh, Seth Rollins did it to us again," when he really didn't. It's gonna be, everybody can figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's like it's that chance where you got, oh, Seth pulled one over on us again. No,
Or
no.
throw, or you know what? They could have had two guys, two mask guys out there. And then all of us would have already assumed, okay, one of them is Austin Theory, but who could be the other guy? Because now with social media, everything is pretty much predictable, right? It's very hard for them to sell us something because everybody's talking on social media. So what's the best way to do it? Throw a different angle of throwing us maybe two particular guys that are masked up, and then you're like, what the hell? And it could mean nothing, or it could mean something, you don't know, but just something
Yeah,
that
but
would
I
have
think if you
hyped
throw
it.
two in there, it just gets it's. To me personally, I didn't like that ending. That just.
I didn't mind this mysterious guy. I didn't.
But
What I
I
didn't like
didn't
was
like
the
it
Cody
being
Roman
the
area.
ending of it. Like, okay, he does that, and then, like, I don't know. I just, to me, it just, again, it's one of those things where they're forcing things to make it happen in a way instead of letting it kind of organically happen. It just feels like everything is being rushed. And again, it goes back to, for me personally, where like there's no reason to do war games match when you don't have a reason to go to war. I mean, that's
100%.
that's the whole thing. It's like,
100%.
unfortunately. So with that being said, I want to get into our second topic, which is the WWE getting lazy, Mr. Frankie Fresco? It looks like the matches are going back again. We're going to get Cody, Roman, Triss,
Trust.
and Punk, possibly Braun, I'm guessing, since Braun pinned him. That would make sense. Again, if we're listening to what was said about it being a little eggs for the WrestleMania. For you, lazy booking?
100%, man. This is getting bad, and just like Josh said, Baldy's dropping the ball out there, and he really is. It's coming to the point where you're predicting a lot of stuff, and we're seeing a lot of stuff that we've already seen. How many of us were thrilled to see Roman again against Brock Lesnar? Like, we've seen that thousands of times. How many years has it been? That's something that Vince McMahon would have done as well. So Triple H is doing the same thing. He's just following in his footsteps, because if you saw the interaction between those two guys, it was the same crap that we've seen. Oh my God, he threw Roman through a table, through the announcer's table. We've seen that. That's nothing new. Oh wow. That's not a oh shit moment. We don't care about. We've seen that. I've seen that before. I'm not thrilled about it. Then you go and you have Roman versus Cody. What is the point of that? Like, what is the point of that match? How is that helping either one of those two guys? Like, it just makes no sense. And then you got Braun Breaker and Punk. Okay, fine. You want to go ahead and put Braun Breaker to possibly be the next person to go up against CM Punk. I get it, because they don't have that many people out there. But again, why? If you're gonna sell us Braun Breaker versus CM Punk, I'm hoping that today we see a little bit more interaction between those two, because just stating it 20,000 times in the post show, Punk, Breaker beat Breaker won the War Games, Breaker won the War Games, that's not getting me like excited about WrestleMania. So the booking is bad, bro, and the booking keeps getting worse. And you start looking at this. What is CM? Let's get rid of John Cena. And what do you think that Survivor Series would have been? It would have been a piece of crap. Like, I'm, and if you start looking at it, a lot of the stuff is because John Cena has been carrying it, and when it isn't John Cena, it's The Rock. So it just seems like really, really lazy stuff. It looks really, I mean, the only thing that I could honestly say that was good was when Seth Rollins came out and fooled everybody that he really wasn't injured. But then the next day, they give us a lackluster WrestleMania ending as well. So it's like, bro, it's It's bad, man. It's bad. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they need to do. It's getting bad, and I don't know. I don't know if the fans are gonna start going away. I mean, I saw the numbers. They did really well. And I have I actually saved it on my phone.
Yeah, they're
Of
not going to go away because it's about the moments. That's the problem. It's not about the whole show. It's about the moments, and people apparently want to be there because they're going to pay, hundreds of dollars to be in the show, to be at the show.
So look at this. So
Yeah.
I have this down. I wrote this. I saw this online. It says PLE attendances in 2025. So Royal Rumble had 70,000, a little bit over 70,000. SummerSlam Night 2 had 60,561. WrestleMania 41 Night 2 had 60,212. Night 1 had 60,151. SummerSlam Night 1 had 53,000. Survivor Series had 46,000. Elimination Chamber 38,000. Clash in Paris 30,000. Night of Champions 25,000. Backlash 17, Money in the Bank 17, WrestlePalooza 15, and Crown Jewel 13,000. So the biggest pop, coincidentally, the biggest crowd was Royal Rumble this year, for WWE.
It was
But
the bigger stadium that they were in.
yeah, I'm assuming I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's the.
Yeah.
Was it Royal Rumble in Tampa? I think it was in Tampa,
No,
right?
it was Indianapolis, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was in Tampa. Wasn't it in Tampa? Was it when
Mm,
Jake Cargo? No, because that's when Jake Cargo's been. No, WrestleMania. Yes, I'm sorry. Royal Rumble was in Indianapolis. You got it
yeah, I
right.
thought because they were doing the Pat McAfee thing that whole time.
Correct. 2 years ago, it was in
Yeah.
in Tampa.
Mhm.
That's what it was.
Yep.
So, dude, I don't know, man. I don't think the fans are gonna go away. I think they're gonna buy into this crap. But at least us, hardcore wrestling fans, I don't know, man. I thank God there's more wrestling outside of WWE and AEW, right?
Yeah, but also, man, I mean, this is the problem that so many have. Like, do you watch anything else the way you watch wrestling?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Do you watch anything else the way you watch and analyze wrestling?
Maybe the Dolphins. That's
No,
the only
that's what
other
I'm
thing.
saying. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like you sit and you analyze every little thing. Like, just enjoy it for what it is, man. At some point, like,
But
again,
it's hard, Sean, because we love
yeah,
it.
but you're not gonna get freaking like those days of. Think about this Attitude Era. Name the top guys in the Attitude Era.
Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Undertaker,
Triple H, Kane, Jericho.
Jericho was another one.
So there, you've got 7 guys. Name the top guys right now.
It would be Brock Lesnar, maybe possibly, I guess, right? Would you put Brock in there? Because he's been gone for a minute.
Yeah. Brock was big back then too. I mean,
All
he's
right,
just been there all this time. So
let's put
but I mean,
Brock,
it's Brock, Roman, Cody,
Punk,
Seth
Seth Rollins.
Well, when he's there, yeah. I'm saying right now, today,
It would only be
those
Brock.
are your 4, and that's why you see what you see for the WrestleMania right now. You call it safe. What it is 3 out of the 4 guys are your main guys. And the other one is the one you're hoping to elevate up to that stage before you get to WrestleMania.
Well, the thing is,
I think Braun Breaker's on the way of doing that. But
I mean, they try to elevate Jey Uso with the whole entrance stuff, so they're trying to do that. Obviously,
he's a fan favorite, but I don't think he's elevated himself to where. And again, when I say elevate and everything else is like you see their name on a pay-per-view and you're like, I need to watch that, or on a PLE.
Yeah, I mean, look, are they trying
Dude,
to
LA Knight don't even make goddamn PLEs, Adrian. Get off there. Get off. Shoo, Adrian, shoo.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, as a matter of fact, I would have probably said that Jacob Fatu had some momentum going in.
But then he got hurt. I mean, they might have been up that way too. Him and Braun are like, they're the 2 that I see kind of going up to that level. Do you know what I'm saying? But right now, unfortunately,
Yeah, because
there's not the guy that you look at and say, okay, out of the besides the guy we mentioned and then Seth being hurt and everything like that, like after that it's a crapshoot. It's
Yeah,
6'7", right? 6'7".
because Randy Orton, where's Randy Orton? I see him posting stuff with
Yeah,
this guy with
yeah.
I
I
Show
think they're
Speed,
just
but that's
waiting.
it.
Again, WWE's that company. They're not going to just bring a guy back to bring a guy back. Now they might bring him back after this pay-per-view, but since he wasn't in a storyline, they usually won't bring it up until the next, move. And now you've got till what, the Saturday night main events in December or the Saturday night main event in January before the Royal Rumble, a week before the Royal Rumble, we found out.
Yeah. And then you also have who was the other guy who was Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is another one, but he got hurt as well.
He got hurt as well.
So it's I mean, when you compare the Attitude Era versus this, plus I think that the thing about the Attitude Era,
but not only the Attitude Era. Now think about this too, Frankie. Jump over during that time. You had Monday Night Wars. Who was on the other side?
the WCW people.
Yeah, Hogan.
You
Nash,
had Hogan. Yeah.
Hall, Sting, Luger. I mean, it was like you had both sides that were just.
But this also makes sense why WWE went so hard on trying to get Will Ospreay. Because if Will Ospreay would have been in WWE, I think he would have been a heavy hitter over there already.
Yeah, no, definitely. But the problem is, at that point, I don't know if Will Ospreay would have been Will Ospreay.
I think that he would have.
Because they would have cut off some of his stuff. He wouldn't have been doing what he's doing in AEW. I know he's still a great guy, a great, talent and everything else, but he's not doing what is the one where they both jump the Spanish fly off the top of a cage? That's not happening in WWE.
No.
And that also might be why he's right now getting, the neck surgery too. Yeah. Although, you take a beating. He's been doing this a long time, man, and your body after a while just says, okay, that's the last one you're going to take of those.
And not only that, but then when you look at the women, it looks like the women have also digressed, right? Like you don't see the Becky Lynch's as high as she was at one point when Ronda Rousey and all them were there, right? And you don't.
But again, it's antagonists. You're only as good as the heels are only as good as the baby face. The baby face is only as good as the heel. And the problem is you're trying to elevate newer talent to where, again, you just keep it Charlotte versus Becky, AJ Lee versus Becky. Then nobody grows. And that's the problem I think that has happened is nobody's growing because they're trying to get these PLEs so you get the same type matches over and over because they understand that they've got to sell the PLE as well. So,
well,
I think the reason they don't do more matches is because then they would be doing what AEW does and put fillers in there.
Well,
because
I mean, they did try to
star
elevate.
was on that PLE except for like Jade Cargill and stuff like that, though. Think about it. Think about all the men that were on that card. Who else are you throwing in there? Maybe LA Knight? But after that, who else is PLE level, guy or gal, that gets added on top of that card? That's why there's only 4 matches.
Maybe Sami Zayn.
Yeah, but he did the match. They should have put that match into the pay-per-view so you had a traditional match.
Yeah.
Spice it up a little bit more, but then at least you get a traditional match. But because I love those style matches. I love the 5-on-5. You pin them, you might get 4-on-1, you might get 3-on, whatever. That's what used to make the Survivor Series so good. Was you picked your team, and then then some people would turn on each other and leave them and just leave the ring.
That's a good
and
point.
you build storylines that way. War Games to me should be a finish of the feud, and it's not. It's just a bullshit match, man.
So do you feel that Triple H is doing lazy booking out there?
You call it lazy, or you can call it. Unfortunately, it's what he's got.
No. Do not try to give any excuses here, sir. Either he does crappy booking or he's getting the job done. Don't come and tell me that's what he got, because you could elevate.
Frankie, we just did 10 minutes. We just did 10 minutes, and I told you, I laid everything out for you.
You
So
could.
how do you do that? It's like, I mean, what do you want to do? For you, I'll do your scenario. Like, if you don't have the recipe, or you don't have the right music, how are you mixing together to become the great DJ that you are?
You have to have the right music. That's the thing.
Okay, so then he's got to get the right music. He's got some of the music, but when you're looking at, which they did dumb, this is dumb also on their part, going to 2-night pay-per-views for SummerSlam, for WrestleMania. You want to do Royal Rumble now 2 nights. Like, there's such money grubbing and so money happy TKO is that they are stretching WWE thin. And I get it. When you're making all this money, you're not saying no. But sooner or later, you're going to get real crappy ass PLEs because you can't stretch it out that far.
That is a very good point right there. That I agree with you. I think that's the problem that they're having because you have 2 SummerSlams, you have 2 WrestleManias, they're thinking about doing 2 Royal Rumbles. It's just too much. And then you have all these Saturday night main events. The Saturday night events never existed for a couple of years, and now they just brought them back. Yeah. So a lot of these things are like, hey, I have to keep pushing, getting a lot of these wrestling matches to come through and still keep the fans entertained. And it just seems overwhelming. And I think you're starting to see it by the booking, because you're seeing that he's noticing he does what Tony Khan is doing as well. What does Tony Khan do? Tony Khan puts everybody in he runs over the same matches over and over, because he knows that if he tries to put somebody new up there, people are not gonna watch. Same thing that
Tony
WWE
Khan
does.
Overbooks too, though. Tony Khan overbooks.
He does overbook, but here's the thing: he's using the same matches over and over, which is what Triple H does as well.
Because you only have the talent that
they're not developing anybody.
You're seeing the buy. See, the problem is we don't see the numbers. I know people get thrown out the numbers and all the dirt sheets throughout all these numbers. They're not the exact numbers. The only people that are getting the exact numbers are Tony Khan and whoever's seeing whatever for AEW, and Triple H and whoever's in that department for WWE. They know, okay, we put this guy on top of this pay-per-view. This guy was on top of this Raw. This girl was on top of this SmackDown. What are the ratings looking like? How are they doing? What's what? And that's how they book off of, because unfortunately, and it goes back to the whole thing too, when, and rest in peace, the great Eddie Guerrero. They put the title on him. And on TV, he was getting great things. The problem was the live attendance was dropping. Was it his fault? Probably not. But unfortunately, when you're that guy, they think, oh, the house is on you. That's why they say the main event, they always say thank you for the house, because, quote unquote, the crowd is built on whatever the main event is.
And another thing that's also affecting them too, let's be honest here, it's the fact that they're getting a lot of these wrestlers to wrestle at TNA, AAA as well, like Penta, Ray Phoenix going to AAA, Dom going to AAA. Like, a lot of these guys are also going to this stuff. So you're kind of, I don't know if you could say you're overworking them, but
you're not overworking them. But it's what Vince McMahon used to always say when people asked him, why don't your guys do more? He said, because they're paid by me. Why am I going to send them to do something for somebody else when I pay them? No, if I get them, they're going to be doing stuff for me. That's why there was all this, issues with, wrestling TNA and everything before, because Vince is like, I'm putting $10 million into this guy. I'm going to send him to TNA? No, I want the eyes on my product. I'm going to send him to CMLL? I'm going to send him to AAA? No. I want the views. I want the eyes on my product. And that's one of the things where, and also the problem too, with another thing that you're just saying, with all the Saturday night main events, the 2 nights of all this stuff, storylines are even shorter now than they used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some that are just from one PLE to the next. It's just those 3 weeks or 4 weeks and the feud's over.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, you don't have the long lasting storylines that mean something. And what happens is, with what Tony Khan and with Triple H and everything else is, you go back to old reliable. And old reliable is Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, John Moxley, it's Swerve, it's Hangman, it's Brock. It's those guys are, those are guys that, hey, I'm going to the dance. Let's see what happens.
Here's the other thing I want to say though, too, Sean. When you have something laid for you on a consistent basis, right? Like, let's say I like ham and cheese sandwiches. I really do. I like them all. I like them a lot. So I'm gonna be eating ham and cheese sandwiches consistently. But you're gonna get tired of it, right? You're gonna get eventually tired of it, and you want to switch it up, right? I'm gonna be like, hey man, today I want to eat pizza or something like that. When you're consistently giving us the same crap over and over again, I don't know about all the fans, but there are going to be fans who are going to be tired and be like, "Yo, I want something new. I want something fresh. I want something different because this is just the same thing, repetitive, repetitive, repetitive." And it's getting annoying to the point where, hey, you're gonna tune me out. I'm not gonna watch wrestling again because that I think, to be honest with you, Sean, that was maybe one of the main reasons why I stopped watching wrestling. I just got tuned out. I was like, I don't find it entertaining anymore. And it was all WWE. And I was like, I'm done watching this. And it wasn't until I've mentioned it when we did the pre show of Survivor Series. It wasn't until AEW came that I all of a sudden said, hey, a new flavor, something new again. Like it reminded me of WCW and all that stuff. So I was like, hey, let me tune into this. And that's what brought me back into wrestling. So it's just bad.
The thing too, on top of that, Frankie, and again, I'm just speaking in mind what Vince, when he was there, and what I think WWE's kind of thing is, they condition, and I know I've said it a couple times on the show, they condition their fans so that they're used to what they see. That's the problem that I think is happening also with AEW though, is they're so up and down, you don't know what is baseline for AEW. Nobody knows because they're up here, they're down here. They're up here, they're down here. Whereas with WWE, it's kind of more like, you might go up a little bit, you're going to trend down a little bit, but you're near that baseline all the time, which is what they've conditioned their fans to listen, to watch. You know what I'm saying? And that's been back to the days to when it was cartoons. Think about it. Think about back in the day. There was a Saturday morning cartoon. That was Hulk Hogan and the good guys, Roddy Piper and the bad guys. And you watch the cartoon Saturday morning, and then at noon, the show came on. And the same baby faces, the same heels, doing outlandish, cartoonish shit all the time. But that was what the baseline was, and that's what you learned to do. That's why sometimes, like, the new crowd, like when they go international, to me, it makes it feel so different because those fans aren't conditioned like the U.S. fans are.
True.
And a good note to that also is WCW, ECW. What did they do differently? Hey, bring your signs. And then WWE's like, well, shit, if they're bringing signs. Okay, start bringing signs. And then WWE's like, well, shit, now everybody's complaining they can't see when they buy tickets. So take away the signs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things to where you condition your audience to what the baseline is. Now, some fans are not going to like the baseline, so they're going to be the ones that kind of rumble. And they're going to have your fans that understand what the baseline is, and they'll always be your fans, regardless if you put the price to $10,000 for a fourth level seat.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing you also got to realize too, Sean, is that when we have so much, like back in the day, wrestling, like you said, it wasn't on a consistent basis. We didn't have so many shows. We didn't have so much stuff. I think they're cramming everything so much that, you can't do anything about it. And I think one thing that you didn't mention about Vince is that Vince was going to do it his way, right? And now it isn't so much, hey, this is Triple H. It's more TKO. This is our way. And our way is dollar signs. We need money. We need people to show up there. This is what we got to do. If this is the people who are going to buy the merch and going to watch, then you're going to start seeing these repetitive guys. and gals over and over
You're
because
going to see the Brocks and the Romans because people come out to pay money to see them.
yeah,
They are the attraction, whether you like it or not.
and they're paying them too.
People pay to see Brock, man. They do, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
Same with Roman.
Scary thing is that what will happen once Brock Lesnar leaves? Because there was rumors saying that hey, Brock Lesnar all of a sudden shaking hands, like I think there was some rumor saying that he was shaking hands to the front row and all that stuff. So
No,
that
you're shaking hands along the gate area. Look,
they said
Lesnar's
that he
gonna be
doesn't.
Lesnar, man. If
Well,
you
they
don't
were
like it, then don't bring me in. If you like it, whatever.
well, they were saying that him doing that was him all of a sudden now switching to being
No,
possibly more friendlier because he knows that his time is running out.
the cameras were not on him. The cameras were off of him. It was like somebody's phone picking it up. It's not WWE didn't catch it and say, "Hey, look at Brock shaking hands." No, it was a fan that caught the interaction with the kids and the other adult. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like if WWE does it, then I'll believe that crap. But until that, like, no, if WWE didn't put it out there, then
Well, then that's the perfect way to go on to our next segment, and that was our interaction of Mr. Paul Heyman
I loved it.
with a kid. And
loved
the
it.
question to you, sir, is should Paul Heyman have done that, and should he apologize?
No, he should not apologize, and security did not do their job. That kid shouldn't have been there. You had two on this side, two on that side, security guards, and you let a kid just walk in. No, bro.
Okay.
No.
All right. Hold on a second. You're defending.
Let me ask you this. And I know the parent probably pushed the kid in there. That is what it is. But if you're driving down a street and it says "Do not turn here," and you turn here and you get in an accident, is it the other guy's fault?
It's not. That's not a good comparison, sir.
Why? He went in an area he wasn't supposed to be in. Paul Heyman pushed him to the side.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you my take.
Go ahead.
I think what happened with what Paul Heyman did was a jackass move. Okay. And the reason it's a jackass move is because
Shock, baby.
Because first and foremost, security is not going to always barricade and protect them. Let's keep it real. It's been happening over and over when fans have been getting through security or there is no security and they come and interact with you. Number two, you're a star. People know who you are. People want to get your autograph. People want to say hello. Granted, if it's an adult, 100%, go F yourself because you're an adult. We're talking about a kid, dude. Like, a kid comes to you and approaches you and you're going to push him off, like, get the hell out of here. Who the hell are you, bro? Like, why would you do that to a kid? I could get 100% if you do it on an adult. I don't give a damn about an adult. No business why an adult. But a kid is coming out there to go and shake your hand or give
Frankie,
you a hug.
This is not the airport. This is not a restaurant. They are still in character. They're walking up to the booth to talk about the match they just had. No, don't step in front of me right now. I'm doing my job. The job I'm paid to do right now. You get in my way. If that was Brock Lesnar or somebody else, they would have ran the kid right over. I'm not stopping to shake hands. Get me at the airport. Get me at the restaurant. Get me in the car on the way home. I'm walking through a crowd of people to get to a desk for an interview in character. I'm not out here signing autographs. I'm not out here for your pleasure. It's not a meet and greet.
Why in the first place are they walking through the crowd? Then, if that's the case,
they were on the outside from walking from the thing on the warning track, walking because the desk where they had to get to was on the outside, so they had to go through that area to get to the outside. Again, security, there was a walkway there. The kid gets pushed in by the adult to get in front of Heyman. Heyman grabs him, puts him to the side. That's it. That's it. There was a walkway there. No reason for the kid to be there. If you want, security should apologize for all that shit then, because security should have done their job. Well, Paul Heyman did his.
I don't agree, man. I don't agree. And I know you're trying to keep character and all that stuff, but I'm sorry, man. I'm a little bit more of of a human. I'm more of a, I'm not gonna do that to a kid. If that was my kid that got pushed, you want to know what I would have done?
Okay,
I
Frankie,
would
we
have gone
just
in there and I
talked
would have
about.
swung at Paul Heyman and said, "Get the
Okay,
fuck out of here."
but here's
You
the other
probably would
thing.
have lost me as a wrestling fan too with that guy.
Here's the other thing, Frankie. You just talked about the people filming Brock Lesnar. Oh, he's shaking hands. Oh, is it a new, gentler Brock Lesnar? So Paul Heyman said, "Excuse me, young man. I'm sorry you're in my way. Would you please tiptoe out of my way very gently because I'm trying to get to the interview and you're in the way of my workspace?" Then somebody would have been like, "Oh, well, Paul Heyman's got a gentler side."
Nobody's criticizing Brock Lesnar for shaking the hands of kids, and Brock Lesnar is a heel.
You
Nobody's
just said
no.
You
I
asked
said
the
that.
question.
I said that
Do
the
you think
reason
it's a gentler side of Brock
no,
Lesnar?
that was not the question.
What'd you say?
What I was saying is the people are saying that because he was shaking people in the front row,
Yes.
that Brock Lesnar is all of a sudden now having fun and now going ahead and saying, "Yo, I have to go ahead. I'm gonna do me because my time as a wrestler is coming to an end." That's what I said.
Okay,
Not
so-
that he
so
was
what-
not that he was
Okay,
a
but what
gentler
happens if
person.
Paul Heyman stops, tells the little kid, "Please move out of my way." And it wasn't even a little kid, by the way.
Oh my
It was
God!
like a 13, 14-year-old.
All of a sudden, Paul Heyman's career is over because he became nice for like 2 seconds. What the fuck?
Well, you're trying to vilify him for 2 seconds?
Yes, because you did that to a kid.
Okay, and why is the kid there? Why don't we hold accountability? Why is the kid there in the walkway?
Well, why?
Okay, accountability runs
It
into
happened.
it.
It happened.
No, security should have done their job.
I'm not knocking security. I'm knocking security. I agree with you. What I'm knocking is how you treat a child like that.
That
You
dude
don't
was
go. You
like
don't.
13 or 14 years old. Man.
Yeah, but you don't. No, you're probably like 10 years old. But when you
act
do
like
that,
he picked him up and threw him down. He moved him to the side.
What,
He took his
he
arm.
didn't move him. He
took
shoved
his
him out
arm.
of the way. He
He
shoved him
took his
out of
arm
the
and
way,
shoved
bro.
him. He took his arm and he shoved him, just like that.
Okay, let me ask you this: if your child was the one that got shoved, are you gonna stand there and be like, "Oh, he's just doing his character. He needs to stay to character, son"? Would you?
Do you understand something? I brought my kids up right. They're not going to jump where they shouldn't be.
No. That's not my question.
And my kids have been to that stuff. So don't even. Dude, I had people in the locker room that they could have been. You know what they did? They stayed right by me. They
Okay.
didn't run over there and be like, "Oh my goodness, this and that." No.
Okay. What
Because
about
I
if you?
taught my kids right, man?
What about-
There's right? There's wrong.
Okay.
There is a border there. Security's walking wrestlers through. Do not jump out in front of them.
Okay. What about if it's your grandson?
I don't care.
So
I
if you
don't,
would have,
man.
if you would have
Frankie,
shoved,
I
if
was
you would
on
have shoved your
Paul Heyman's
grandson,
side of the line. If I'm there to do a job, I'm going to do my job. That's what I'm paid for. I'm not paid to shake hands and be nice to a kid that wants to get in the way. No, I'm not there for a meet and greet. If I'm paid to do a meet and greet, then come up, shake my hand, we take the picture. That's not the meet and greet time.
I don't agree with you on that one, bro.
I don't agree with you. If you go to a job and you sit there and somebody just keeps coming up to you and bothering you and this and that in your job, that's okay?
The kid is not going every single second to go bother him. It was just that one night.
Okay. But how many times is Paul Heyman? I mean, okay, so that kid gets through. You don't think another kid's going to do it?
Of course, and that's where Paul Heyman needs to be a little bit more freaking understandable because he knows that he's fucking famous. Just like all the other wrestlers.
Needs to learn what accountability is.
This hasn't changed, Sean.
Dude, it
This
does
hasn't-
change shit,
this-
bro.
this
Man
hasn't-
is
this has
doing
been
his job,
happening for-
Frankie.
This has been happening
man's
for
doing his
years.
job.
I'll give you a perfect freaking example
Okay, go ahead.
of what happened. And it happened to me.
Okay.
Mr. Frankie Fresco happened to me. When I was in 9th grade,
Okay.
9th grade, and
Yep.
9th grade, how old am I? Maybe like, what, 13, 14, maybe? Anyways, like, I was like 13, 14 years old. So, I was in 9th grade. Mr. Frankie Fresco went, my high school, 9th grade, they went in and said, "Hey, Frankie, we're going to take the whole class over to the Dolphins training facility."
Mhm.
I said, "This is awesome. Let's go. Let's go to the Dolphins training facility over there in freaking what was that? Where they
It
used
was over Southeastern. Nova Southeastern.
Nova Southeastern. Perfect. Went out there. Was excited. I was 13. I was 13 years old at the time because I graduated. I was 17 when I graduated. So I was
Yep.
13 years old. So I was a big kid already, but I was there. And I saw the Dolphin fans, and I was like, I saw the Dolphin players and everything. We had our area, our section, right? The stands, and then you could see the players across, right? So we were there. We stood there for like hours watching them and all that stuff. It was all amazing. What did Frankie Fresco do? Frankie Fresco, 13-year-old Frankie Fresco goes, sees the gate. He sees one of his favorite Dolphin players, Mr. Jason Taylor, all the way across. He's probably a good 10 or 15 feet away from me. I have my Dolphin football. I go, hey, Jason, what's up, man? One of your biggest fans, bro. When you get a chance, can you sign my football? Can you come over here and just sign my football? What did Jason Taylor do? And there was a gate in between us. You want to know what Jason Taylor did? Jason Taylor went ahead and looked at me, laughed, and then turned right back around and did it and kept talking to his buddy. He wasn't even practicing. He was just talking to his freaking buddy. 13-year-old Frankie. So what happens to 13-year-old Frankie? That Frankie Fresco grows up, and that Frankie Fresco says, hey, you know what, Mr. Jason Taylor? Go fuck yourself, because now I don't respect you. You know who did come and give me an autograph? And he was practicing? Mr. Zach Thomas, who came across, went and said, give me a minute. I'll go ahead and sign your football. He came and he signed the football right there. So when you have people who want to be cooperative and actually enjoy the fans, the people who pay to actually go watch these wrestling shows, watch these damn TV shows, watch you, Mr. Paul Heyman, who we actually, because you would not be anybody if us fans would not be the ones looking at this shit. Then what? Then what? You're going to disrespect a child? You want to disrespect an adult? 100%. Disrespect them. I don't have a problem. A grown-ass person, the fuck are you doing getting close to these wrestlers? I already know that. I get it. But a kid, whether he's 5 years old or 14 or 15 years old, that's messed up. That's where you have to go ahead and be like, look, man, if the kid came and approached me, be like, look, man, I'm sorry. I can't sign you. I can't give you a hug. I'm going to move you to the side. But you don't shove him he shoved him like he was a rag doll, bro. Like when I saw that shit, I was like, this guy has no class, man. What an ass. What an asshole this guy. Get this guy out of here, bro. That's how I feel. And that's why, in my opinion, what he did was wrong. And I'm glad that the fans are ridiculing him on social media. And I hope they keep ridiculing him.
Because it's the same ones that sit at the airports and want everything signed so they can sell stuff and everything else. Dude, if you're doing your goddamn job, you're at your place of business. Don't interrupt me. There's time after the show. There's barricades where they leave. You can call for them to come over, and if they want to come over, they can come over. There's times and places for that stuff to happen. They have fan access. They have other things going on. Just because you pick that time doesn't mean it's the right time to go in front of somebody and do it. And plus, it's two different things. Jason Taylor was standing there at the gate talking. You asked him, okay? You didn't like the response. I get all that. Paul Heyman was going to do his job, flanked by security, walking to the desk to do an interview, which, by the way, the interviews are set up on a time basis to when you get there, which is when they were hustling them there. That's not the time to jump out there and do it, man. I don't care if you're a kid, if you're an adult, the adult's got to tell the kid, hey, no, now's not the time. Get your pictures, get your everything else. But why are you jumping in front of them? Like, that makes no sense.
I mean,
you didn't jump out on the playing field in front of Jason Taylor and be like, Jason, sign the football.
No, I did not.
Why didn't you do that?
Because I didn't find a way to get in there. If I could have gotten in there,
you think you would have done it? You would have jumped the gate? You couldn't have jumped the gate there?
No. The gate was like,
was it a taller one?
It was like blocked. It didn't.
Oh man, they had you guys on the outside looking in, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man, it
was old school, Davey. Yeah, Josh, you got it right.
I know it was Davey, but I'm saying, damn, you had the old gate there too. Wow.
Yeah. No.
But, I mean, we can agree to disagree.
I don't remember.
I don't think that it's all a thing. And Josh, to answer your question, the pay-per-views moved to Saturdays because the Sunday pay-per-views were going too long. That's it. People weren't buying them as much, so that's why they went to Saturday. And plus, if you do a 2-day show, again, conditioning your audience. The first day is always Saturday. The Sunday becomes night 2, but you're always used to watching on Saturday. Hence, Saturday night main event, Saturday PLEs. There you go.
Karoon, I feel you, man. And I'll tell you this as well, man. I'll never forget this either. And again, I've experienced this. I was at UF. I'll never forget this. I was eating at that time. I was eating at Chipotle. Shout out to Chipotle. If you could sponsor us, we would greatly appreciate it. I was eating at Chipotle because at that time Chipotle was coming up. It was up and coming. It was up in Gainesville, and I'll never forget this. I was eating with my boy, and while we were sitting down, we saw somebody eating on the other table, and that was none other than a very well-known golf player called Camilo Villegas, who's a Colombian golfer, and he at that time he was young. He's young. He was I think he was like a little bit younger than me, or might have been the same age or somewhere around there. But he was there eating with one of his friends or whatnot, and that Chipotle back in the day was it was pretty big. It was like because Chipotle was coming up and coming at that time. So he was there, people were there, and all that stuff. And I'll never forget this kid, bro. Probably like a 5 or 6-year-old kid comes and asks Camilo Villegas, "Hey, bro, can I kindly get your autograph?" And again, you're stepping his boundary because he's eating. He's eating. What did the guy tell him? He said, "Get away from me, bro. I'm eating, bro." And then he freaking didn't even sign it was like a little notepad that the little kid had. And I was like, what an ass. And that's what I think about Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman is an asshole. So to say what Karoon said, I agree. Don't ever meet if that's one of his idols, or don't ever go and meet an a-hole. That's what I'm telling you. That means like a Conor McGregor, I would never meet. I would never meet.
You have to pick your situations.
A Mayweather, because he's an asshole too. I'm pretty sure LeBron is an asshole. A lot of those guys are assholes. I would definitely not go ahead and talk to those guys or bring my kid next to them, because I know that they're gonna be assholes to my kid. And Paul Heyman, ni se diga. I'm not gonna go nowhere near that guy because that guy's an asshole. That's just me though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're entitled, I guess, yeah. I don't understand why. And again, I get the whole thing about celebrity and this and that, but like they do meet and greets, they do Fanatic Fest, they do signings, they do other things to where you can go. Why do you need to stand at an airport? Why do you need to track them down on a flight? Why do you need you don't know what the hell they've been through that day. And just because you stick a piece of paper and then they don't want to sign, you're like, oh, they're an asshole. Like, bro, you don't know what people have been through.
Sean, if you're an adult, I 100% agree with you. But when you're dealing with a kid
that do it and then turn around and give it to the parents now, and the parents go and sell it, bro.
I get that. But I'm not gonna blame the kid for that. The parent is the one that I would hold accountable for that stupid shit. The kid should not be the one that should be held accountable because he's just a kid.
No, but that's why parents use kids then.
Correct.
Because now you don't hold them, again, man. Like, look, I get the whole thing about, always be this and that, but I feel like everybody that I've been around, and when I've been around them, and we've been out, like, whatever, Jerry Lawler, Kevin Sullivan, rest in peace, all these guys that were there, when they got approached, and it wasn't when they were eating, it was, like if they were just talking and they came up to them and, Miss Sullivan, can I have your autograph? Boom. No problems. Now, when the food came and you're in the middle of eating, don't come up and bother somebody. Wait till they finish. Wait till afterwards. But there's boundaries, and that's the problem. I think some people think is that, oh my God, that's a celebrity. Let me go get him no matter what. No, there's boundaries still. I'm a human being, just like you say. Treat me like a human being. Well, treat me like a human being. You're not going up to Joe Schmo over there in the middle of him eating and asking for his autograph. Why aren't you doing that?
Sean, we're not. When you're a star, you know what comes with the territory, bro.
Yes, but you can still be a human being. You should still be able to eat your food without somebody putting a notepad in your face and asking for autographs.
100%, but nobody else approached them to get an autograph. It was just that kid. You're telling me you're not gonna.
That's fine, but
same thing with Paul Heyman. That one child.
Times where you sit there.
That one child crossed the security people. It wasn't 20 kids. It was just one kid.
Yeah, that's fine though. But again, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at it right now. There is a straight alley that they are walking down. No fans in it, nothing. All of a sudden, this kid comes from the side.
Can we share it? Is it
Oh,
shareable?
I'm sure we can get a photo of it. Yeah.
Can we share this what you're seeing? That way, the people on X, the people on YouTube, are we streaming on Rumble? Are we on Rumble
Yeah,
today?
we're on Rumble.
Oh, shout out to my own people on Rumble. All these people could see what we're talking about. What is going on here? Is it justifiable that Paul Heyman went ahead and just pushed that kid to the side like if it was a rag doll? Or is it fucked up that he did it, bro? In my opinion, I think it was fucked up. And again, I don't blame the kid. I agree with you 100% when it comes that the parents need to have discipline. They should not have done that and all that stuff. I agree with you. And that we're on the same page. What I'm saying is I'm not going to blame the kid because if we put the kid in there, he's just a kid. And yes, parents do take advantage of the kid. But you can't do it. What's up? What's up? Nope. No, what is it? Nope. No P for No P, you're back. No P is back, bro. I haven't seen you in a minute, bro. Yes, for Mr. Kelly. Yes, I do remember that shit. Yes, right. Blame the parents. I get it. I do blame the parents, but just okay. Well, Adrian, you have kids. All right, let me ask you. And granted, you might assume. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're a good parent. I've met your kids and all that stuff. Let's say your kid out of the wild all of a sudden goes and runs to Paul Heyman and you see Paul Heyman do that shit to your kid, are you gonna stand there and just be like, yo, you got your lesson learned? Or are you gonna go and say, hey man, F you, Paul Heyman, for doing that shit to my kid? I'm pretty sure I know your what your answer is gonna be. I'm sorry for putting you on the spotlight, but I'll definitely feel like you're not just gonna go ahead and sit back and just allow it. Because if you are, I'll be shocked. Karun says there are special few people out there. Do you guys remember the show Punked? I do remember that. Dirk Nowitzki was eating at a restaurant and kept signing autographs for a kid, including a Kobe Bryant jersey. Yes, I do remember that, Karun. No, no, no. Hold on a second, Adrian. Do not give me. Hey, what's up, Memo? Frankie Paul was staying in character. Memo. Sometimes you have to put the character for 2 seconds to the side. When Braun Breaker was giving
You're not
handshakes,
paid to put the character to the side.
when Braun Breaker was giving handshakes to the front row, he broke character, right? Did that all of a sudden tell us, oh my God, Braun Breaker's soft? No, that didn't hurt him. For 2 seconds, he was giving handshakes, hey, smiling and all that shit to the kids. Nobody said anything about Braun Breaker being soft or anything like that. I mean, Brock Lesnar. So it doesn't affect him. And then Adrian is like, I'm not letting them out of my sight. Come on, Adrian. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. Come on.
Good parenting, Adrian. Good job.
I'm not questioning Adrian's parenting, but I come on, dude. They're kids, bro. They're kids. Happens.
All right, so here we go. Hopefully you can see it.
Yeah, we can see it. Definitely see it. Let's see what this guy is doing. Let's see what he does.
All right, so you'll see there's an open pathway in front of him, correct?
Yeah, but look at all those fans in the back.
Yes,
that means that they have to go through. They have to go through the fans though to get there, right?
Behind them.
So I'm pretty sure there's fans in front of them as well. They're just making room to move them.
So they're making room, right?
Yeah.
All but one kid.
Look at that. Even the security guy didn't even freaking like.
Yeah, because the security guy's at fault.
But
you got Willie McGillicuddy. Like, who the hell security is that? That kid's like 12 years old too.
He is like he's like 10 or 12, somewhere around there. Yeah. Yep. No, man. I know security effed up, but come on, man. Are you really?
Look, you already saw the WWE security guy coming. Look at his arm. He's coming right there. He grabs him out. That's the WWE security guy coming back because he knows they're not supposed to be there.
No, man. That just seemed like an a-hole move by Paul Heyman, bro. Like, don't even touch me. What an asshole. Just saying. It's a kid. Look at him. He comes with that smile. If I'm that kid, I'm always going to remember that. Actually, you want to know what was crazy? I'll never forget this. That I actually thought coincidentally I saw a post about it. Shawn Michaels and The Rock never worked together. And why is that? Because Shawn Michaels used to treat, if I'm not mistaken, The Rock's grandmother like a piece of shit back in the day. Because I guess she used to work some way and somehow into the business. So when Vince McMahon approached The Rock to work with Shawn Michaels, when Shawn Michaels came back, I think it was in 2003 or something like that. The first thing that The Rock said is, yo, I'm not going to do anything with that guy. He could go kick rocks. And that's why you never saw The Rock and Shawn Michaels. So that goes to show you that people don't forget. I hope that kid becomes one of the biggest wrestlers of all time. And I hope when he sees Paul Heyman, he punches him in the face. Just saying. I agree with Sean. Franken smoking that Pablo Yayo. Someone touching me, they're catching hands all day, bro. CM Dunk.
Yeah, the problem is the problem that, like, okay, it's not like Paul Heyman went into the crowd and grabbed a kid and then threw him.
I get it.
He's walking. You again, accountability. They're in the wrong regardless, man.
I'm not saying that he's not wrong, but it's a kid. 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 Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. That's all.
Don't be in the way. That kid you could say was an asshole for being in the way.
You're calling that kid an asshole for getting in the way?
Dude, you got in the, why are you there? Nobody else is there. You had
Everybody
WWE
was
security.
everybody was trying to get in there.
No. WWE security was clearing the way. The kid went between the little rent-a-cops. I don't even know if they were rent. If somebody got paid for that, they should have been volunteering. Those two guys, whatever security job they got, should have been fired. But they go through the security, and then you see the WWE guy come back, and you see the hand at the same time. Because, again, they're clearing the way. They're not clearing the way for other people to jump in.
I don't know.
I mean, bro.
I think we spent too much time on this. I hope Paul Heyman does.
Yeah, you did.
An apology.
Sure, 100%.
Because
you know what?
You give the
Frankie
you don't care about the kids.
Adrian just came up with a great thing. Here we go. Our next topic. The Death Riders at CMLL show.
Yes.
You know what happened over the weekend? They got stuff thrown at them.
They did.
Right?
They did in
Do
Mexico.
you know what used to happen in Puerto Rico? And there's documented stuff. They used to pull out little shanks, and they'd be so close they could stab you. They would freeze batteries and throw at you back in the day. This is what happens over there. And you just want some kid to run in and be like, hey, how you doing?
They say Mexico. Were they wrestling in Mexico? They weren't wrestling in Mexico.
Puerto Rico, actually, when I wrestled. When people I knew wrestled over there. I didn't go to Puerto Rico.
Okay, but so now let's transition to that, right? So what ended up happening for you guys are AEW fans out there. Basically CMLL, they had the Death Riders over there, and shout out to Claudio Castagnoli. He ended up winning the belt. But what ended up happening as well was that these guys all of a sudden during the match, during one of they were doing a trios match. It was Claudio, Danny Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta, and I guess they must have pissed off the shit out of the Mexican crowd, because the Mexican crowd started throwing a whole bunch of stuff while they were in ring. They were throwing stuff. The announcer of Mexico had to go ahead and say, hey, please stop throwing more stuff, which obviously when he says that, they do it more. And then after the show, when they were leaving as well, getting into, I guess, the bus that they took to get there, people were, not everybody was disrespecting them. I did see, I don't know if you saw the video, but there's like a guy that sticks the bird at him and all that stuff, and he's like a grown ass Mexican guy there, sticking the bird and cursing him out. But everybody else was being, kind, because Danny was.
But I mean, why didn't they shake his hand then? I mean, he kind of, he was just saying you're number one. They should have shook his hand.
Well, again,
right?
Again, you want to compare apples to oranges. Those are not kids; they're grown-ass adults. So when it comes to these adults doing all this stuff, I agree with you 100%.
But you know what?
The way, punch them in the face.
They used to be that kid, which now thinks they can do what they're doing now because nobody's put them straight.
Oh my God! Get out of here!
Yep, that's what's wrong with you, Frankie Fresco.
Get out of here, bro.
Yep.
Get out of here. Get out of here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here because I didn't turn out like to be one of those adults that are like, oh my god, let me go get a signature from this guy or that guy. No, I didn't turn out to be that way. And I was the kid that tried to get a signature from Jason Taylor. So I don't know. Every kid is different, bro.
Okay,
Don't generalize it. Don't
All right,
generalize it.
bro. All
Don't
right,
generalize
bro.
it.
All right, I won't generalize it.
Yeah, you're generalizing it. You're just, all of a sudden that kid, all those kids, all those adults that are cursing and throwing stuff at it are kids that got who had that had the audacity to cross
Yeah.
over security and got their way, right? Yeah, get out
Yep,
of here.
that's
bro.
what happened.
Get out of here.
They get
But-
their way one time. The next thing, I'm throwing Coke bottles, plastic Coke bottles in the ring. Then it's batteries, and then it's rocks.
What up, Samurai?
What's up, bro?
Well, back in the NWO days, I mean, do you remember when WCW they threw a whole bunch of stuff at Hulk Hogan and all these guys that were a part, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and all them over there? So that must have been a lot of kids that grew up back then that became that naughty, right? That all of us became
definitely.
that. There was a ton of them because
They
I
probably
remember.
were the father of that kid.
You're a joke. You're funny today.
No,
You're funny today.
It's just not like, I mean, there's times where you can throw stuff in. I mean, a lot of the NWO stuff, they used to put the NWO paper on the seats. So then, of course, when they come out, what are you going to do? You're going to crumple it up, you're throwing it at them. They fill up the ring and things like that. You know, I mean, there's always times where there's there. But the problem is some people take it too far. Like I was saying, they used to freeze batteries and throw them at guys. There's,
Terrible.
there's a lot of, back in the days, way before my time, there were people, and that would, get, knives and other crazy ass shit that would happen. And again, it's over there. It's a little different. They don't really have necessarily the aisleways like we do with all they kind of have a railing, but you walk through like a field, like a baseball field or something to get there through the fans in a way so the fans can get closer to you than you normally would. Like a WWE show, there's the big, production area, and then you walk down nobody can really get to you. So it changes a little bit there. But I mean, again, it's about being respectful. I mean, I get it. But the other thing is like, how did they make you that mad the first time they've shown up there to where you're already throwing shit at them? Like, my God, what were they doing to those people?
Well, that's another thing we got to look at as well, Sean, because I asked a question on our topic was that is it safe for the wrestlers to go ahead and travel to these places? And the reason I said is it safe is because if you're starting to notice, WWE and AEW have a lot of their wrestlers do these cross promotions, especially now in Mexico. And what are they doing? They're giving the belts to their American talent. So
But
are the Mexican
I don't know
fans
about
pissed about
AEW,
that?
but WWE sends their security guys. There are security guys there with the talent. Like what happened in Paris, the first one, somebody left the room early and everybody flocked, and then after that you saw everybody with security getting walked. So WWE does that. I'm pretty sure AEW probably got a security guy that they have maybe go with them. But again, when you're bussing in and you're doing all that stuff, I don't know how you're going to be able to control that environment. And that's the thing is like, but again, you can't stop it because you've made commitments to CMLL, AAA if you're WWE, so you've got to see those commitments through. The only thing that I think, if I'm Tony Khan, if I'm Triple H and some of them guys, like, look, we have our security in place, but you guys also need to make sure that the stadium security or whoever you're hiring understands, like, it's not okay for them to throw stuff. Like find the people or whatever and get, especially if it's, something that could, a frozen,
the thing, it's easier,
bottle or something.
It's easier. So. It's easier said and done in the States because then when you go to our countries, right? If you do that, I'm pretty sure if you have a wrestling match. I mean, look, you said when you were in Puerto Rico and stuff like that,
people were in Puerto Rico, not myself. They were telling me the stories.
Oh, okay. But you've traveled outside, right? When you wrestled,
I went to Peru.
Okay, when you went to Peru, how was the crowd over there in Peru? Were they aggressive at any point? They were
pretty respectful, but also the organizers did not. The only time were the meet and greets where we were really like compounded with at the shows. They had it pretty sectioned off to where they weren't as close to get to us. So the organizers did a great job of that. Okay. The chaos happened when we did a press conference and then we tried to get out and they had everything blocked, and things like that. And then also the other thing that got out of hand was when they found out, the hotel we were at or whatever, and then, it turns into what it is, and we're not even on that level. So think about that. Like, that's the weird part. And at the time, I was brand new into the stuff. So, but yeah, it's one of those things. And there's other incidences that happened, but for the most part, I thought they organized it well, as far as for that trip. Now, again, in Puerto Rico and things like that back then, they were trying to pack as many people in to have that big card and everything else. And again, money talks. So they're trying to pile 50,000 people into a 47,000 seat stadium. So now what do you got to do? You got to have security walk you through the mass of people to get to the ring. Anything can happen at that point.
And question, let me ask you this as well. Don't you think the Mexican fans kind of have the right to be upset if they're seeing that all their wrestlers are losing to all these American wrestlers all the time?
No, because they're happy. Vikingo, look what happened. He lost to Dom. Dom is over. Like, I mean, I think it would be, if it was force-fed, maybe.
Let's say, for example, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. You think the fans are happy because they have the mixed titles? I don't think they would be happy of that.
I think they're happy because they're WWE. They see them on WWE TV, and they have their belts. Now, again, I don't know enough about the mixed part of it. Like, I don't know, but I know, with what they're doing with Vikingo, now they're turning them heel, and it's actually turning into a whole thing. And actually, people are starting to like Vikingo again.
Yeah.
When they hated him, now they're starting to cheer him, and they're hating Dragon Lee. So now Dragon Lee, the WWE guy, is turning into the heel guy. And Ray, it's a whole different type of crowd, because
that's funny.
They don't like being force-fed things. And they were being force-fed Vikingo, and they wanted I almost said Andrade. They wanted Alberto Del Rio.
It did.
And then it was like, oh, now you're trying to force this guy to us. We're just gonna boo him. We're gonna not support.
Well,
him.
let me ask you.
They went to Dom and they blew up.
Since
then, it's been good.
Let me ask you something. You just sparked my light bulb. Why doesn't the WWE American fans do the same thing on Monday Night Raw and in Survivor Series and all that stuff? You start booing these people to you dictate the show. Kind of like what happened with The Rock.
Happen. The WWE fans are conditioned.
No, not true. Because not true, because remember when The Rock and Cody whole situation happened, that whole situation flip-flopped because of the fans. The fans boycotted.
Yeah, but it wasn't the fans that were going to shows. It's the fans that can't go to shows on social media that switched all that.
Was it the fans on social media? Because there was a lot of people booing in at that Las Vegas press conference when that all happened.
But the Las Vegas press conference, first come, first serve. You're not buying tickets.
True. True.
So you can get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because again, that's the whole thing with the TKO money grab thing, is that most of the fans that are in there because they're already paying freaking. I think the average ticket at Survivor Series was $147. I think was the final thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, the final ticket at Raw was $57, which isn't bad.
No.
But again, that's down tremendous from what it starts out as, because they started up here and then they do the TKO UFC method. And you got celebrities going, you got, it becomes you want to go to it because you might run into Topanga. You might run into Macaulay Culkin. You might run into Jelly Roll or.
Oh, but don't approach those guys. Don't approach those guys, because those guys. You approach
what
them.
They do, right? You do understand. They're not out there the whole damn freaking show, right?
Well, I don't know. Danny Rose seems like he's always there the whole time, and so is Post Malone.
The ones behind the desk, maybe, but what they do is they have 6 rows, like 6 seats set up. And what they do is, in between the matches, they usher people in and usher people out, get the pictures on, and then they usher them back out.
Really?
And then they go back and they go back and watch the show back in the back. Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Is that only in wrestling, or they do that in boxing and MMA and all that stuff too?
Well, I think it's more wrestling, and it might have changed a little bit now because, like you said, I've seen Jelly Roll and those guys sitting behind the announcer more now, but it used to be a thing where they would, like when they came to University of Miami,
Yeah.
The Rock would come out and do his thing, and they'd have canes in the front row, and then when it was done, they'd all go get out, walk around, and back out of the stadium, back to the back, and then they'd bring out somebody else, and then the next segment's like, hey, look who's here in Miami, and it's like, okay.
Oh, interesting. All right. Interesting. All right. All right. So let's talk about our last topic of the night.
Yes.
And this is interesting because Sean, something happened, and so I got this topic because it was kind of there was a comment. So there was an interview. Aaliyah was interviewed on the CJ Perry podcast, right?
Mhm.
And I want to check. I'm gonna try checking one more time to make sure, but it looks like CJ Perry took down that video, that interview. So I'm curious. Yes, she did. So if you go to her actual her actual YouTube channel, she had the interview with Aaliyah, and then all of a sudden it's gone. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe somebody said something, but one of the things that was spoken in that interview was that when she was wrestling, right, in the WWE, um, she was getting a lot of fans cheering for her, and fans were excited to see her and everything. But when she left the arena, or when she was backstage, and she would go into social media, she would start seeing all these social media bots attacking her, saying bad things about her, saying that she sucks and that they don't want to see her and all that stuff. She even went as far as to say that, now, Sean, this is very controversial, that the WWE is using social media to either elevate or bury their own talent. I think that's one of the reasons why she might have taken that interview down.
Yeah, definitely. If that was said, yeah. If it was said that way,
So,
yeah.
She
Because
definitely
there's
said
no
that.
way to,
And remember,
like,
CJ Perry was there, and so was Rusev. Rusev was on that. He wasn't on that interview, but he later gets interviewed
mhm.
as well. So obviously, CJ Perry is married to Rusev, and Rusev is a WWE superstar. So I'm pretty sure they probably tapped Rusev's shoulder and said, "Hey, tell your wife to take this crap down, man. That's not good." So Sean, controversy here. Do you agree with that statement? Is the WWE using social media to elevate their talent and to actually the crazy part, to pretty much bury them if they don't want them anymore?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, like, we've seen if they don't want you, they just cut you. Why do they need to bury you on social media? They can bury you on social media after the fact or whatever. I mean, like, what are you, what? So are they sending out the people that are talking bad about Nikki Bella right now? Is that WWE?
Who knows? That's a good question.
I'm just, I mean, but to me, it's
Do
like,
you think maybe
that's-
Nikki Bella is not going to be in that much time in WWE? Maybe
I
they're
think this is much to do about nothing. Like, I mean, look, there might have been a writer that hated her that might know somebody in social media that could make a bot, and every time it posted, it went on her. Now, I'm not putting that by anybody or anybody that could do that, but to say that WWE went out of their way to undermine her or any other talent, like, it just doesn't seem like the company would do that. Now, would somebody inside the company do it? Possibly. Could you rub somebody the wrong way and they're like, okay, well, let's see you succeed. Okay. Like, now I could see something like that. But to say the company does it, I think is.
Well, do you think it was done when Vince McMahon was running the show? Because I can
No,
understand.
because I mean, I think Vince would just fire you. If he didn't want you, he's just gonna cut. Like, why? Oh, your social media people are down talking you. Oh, you're fired. No, he just fired people just to fire people.
No,
because
but
he could.
But what I mean is, like, so when they mean by bury them in the sense of like, hey, I'm gonna fire them, But before I fire them, I'm gonna bury them in social media. That way, when we fire them, they have absolutely no shot of succeeding anywhere else.
Yeah, but
And
see,
even if
that's
they
the
go,
problem
and
is,
even if they go
it,
to our competition, they're gonna fail in the competition because we don't want the competition to succeed either, using one of the people that we just let go.
yeah, but see, that's the problem is there's, I mean, the funniest thing about wrestling is what Vince used to say, what Eric Bischoff says, everything else. There's no bad publicity. If they're talking about you, that's what you want as a wrestler. Whether they're talking bad about you, good about you, I can give two shits. Guess what? You're talking about me. I got impressions. I've got people, whatever, whether they're bots or whatever, they're on social media and talking about me. There's no bad, but like, what are they bearing you? What? Oh, she can't wrestle. Okay, that's your opinion. There's 20,000 other tweets, whatever it is, that says I can. You're going to have your good and your bad. I mean, I don't know whether, like, what are you bearing? Like, Tony Khan has his own eyes. If he wants somebody and he thinks they can make you money, he's going to sign you. Just like with VKM. If he thought you could make him money, he's going to bring you in. If he didn't, or he used you up, you're out. It's that simple.
Yeah, but okay. So let me ask you this, because if you're Tony Khan, right, or let's say somebody from New Japan Wrestling or anything of that, right? You're looking at talent, and the first thing you're gonna focus on is on social media, right? Because it's kind
No,
of like
you're
when
not. No, you're not.
you
No,
you
you're
you
not.
you are, because nowadays
You're
you
not.
have
You're
to,
not.
like back in the day, what did you have to do in order for you to promote yourself? You would have to record yourself and all that stuff. You didn't have a live tryout, I'm assuming, right? Because when I
You
try,
send in the tape. If they liked you, then they bring you up and they give you a dark match. You're one of the guys that do a main event, or you wrestle in the ring. But when that's why the ring's set up at 2:00 the night before, because then they bring people in, they watch you roll around, they watch you do moves. Okay, you could be on the show. Okay, you could be on the show. You need more work, but we can bounce, whatever, things like that. And then as you're there, you start becoming, okay, he's viable. We might see something, and then, after a while, they sign you. But it has
okay,
nothing to do with the social media is to
that's
promote yourself, and
yeah, but that's not the
that's
case
it
in
though. But
today's world. You don't do that. You don't send a tape. Your tape or your promotion is what you see on social media. That's the
no, it's
reality of the
not.
truth.
No, it's not, bro. No, it's not.
Come on, Sean.
No,
Come
it's
on.
not. It's
It
not, bro.
is. It
It's
is.
not. It's not, because I can cut and edit a best of me wrestling, and Tony Khan's going to sign me because he sees all the
No,
best of.
no, but
No, that's what I'm
he'll
saying. There's
he'll
no
give you
no.
he'll give you a tryout and be like, oh,
No,
this guy's not.
these guys see, they have guys on cards, guys and gals are on cards scouting for them. They've got people, certain gyms that train people will tell them, hey, keep an eye on this guy, okay? Hey, John, you're on this card, keep an eye on him. Might be somebody we look at. That's how they do it, man. It's not just like, oh, let's go to this guy's social media or this gal's social media and see what they got. Why? That's the best of.
Well,
That's
I
going to be
mean,
the best of your stuff. And
I
then,
would.
and then what? I'm going to scroll through and look at the thing and be like, oh my God, look at that. They're talking about how flabby her thighs are. Oh, we're not signing her. Like, doesn't work that way, man.
But social media does play an impact whether these people get
No, it
called or not.
impacts the performer. It doesn't impact whether Triple H is going to sign you, whether Tony Khan's going to sign you, whether Carlos Silva's going to sign you, whether MLW is going to sign you, whether AAA will bring you in, whether New Japan's going to fly you across the ocean to work. Nobody looking at social media to make a decision.
Okay, but
Or be influenced.
Fair enough. But it will affect. You did say it will affect the performer in a positive or negative way, one or
Well,
the
if
other,
they
right?
buy into it, yeah. But most wrestlers have egos to where they don't care. This goes back to the one we were talking about before, where they got upset because they didn't get 3 minutes, and then they did this because your ego is telling you, I'm better than 3 minutes. But that's 3 minutes of TV time that you would have gotten. Again, you let your head get filled up because on social media, you feel yourself as a star because you have stuff showing NXT and WWE, and now AEW is only going to give me 3 minutes? No, I'm too good for that. No, that's ego. That's ego.
So you don't. So that comment you don't agree at all. that WWE or even any other big wrestling company. I mean, WWE is the biggest one, so
Yeah.
that's why we're
Now,
using.
I'm not going to
WWE.
say like a writer or somebody that had maybe had a vendetta against her couldn't have, known somebody that can create a bot and do that. But I just don't think like Triple H or anybody up top is like, you know what? Aaliyah's getting a little bit too big in her head. You know what we do? Let's create a bot and let's put it on social media, and every time just run her down.
And what about the elevating part?
I mean, that's what you get when they do all the WWE stuff, right?
What do you mean?
Dom and Liv coming back together, pinning Cena. It gets put out on WWE. WWE NXT, Javon Evans, showing up to take on Gunther. That was posted on WWE NXT to elevate him in the NXT level from there. And again, that's under WWE. So yeah, that's elevating.
So when it comes to social media, you do agree that WWE does use social media to elevate, but not the company itself does not use social media to bury their own talent.
I find it hard to believe that somebody's sitting at the top of the ladder going, we need to bury Aaliyah, get a bot, and put it against her social media.
Gotcha.
I feel like that's now, if there's a quote unquote, another wrestler or a writer or a crazy obsessed fan. I'm not saying that there weren't bots and she doesn't have a point, but I don't think WWE goes out of their way to be like, okay, create a bot and bury them. Let's go.
I don't know, man.
Think about this. Let's think about this, Frankie
Hey,
Fresco.
I'm back.
Do you know what the #1 show on USA is?
SmackDown?
Huh?
SmackDown?
Nope.
I don't know. What
It is
number one?
Braun Strowman's full menu. Give me the full
Oh
menu
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Have you seen WWE promote that?
Not at all, dude.
Okay.
I mean, they
Have you
promoted
seen
a little
them
bit.
bury it?
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they have.
No, they
They
didn't.
have.
You
They
know
have.
why they didn't bury it? Can I tell you why they didn't bury it?
Go.
Because who owns the name Braun Strowman?
Well, WWE.
Okay.
Yeah, but they weren't they didn't they announce that they were gonna go 3 hours on SmackDown now? Because they were saying that they wanted to get rid of that. That was the way they were gonna get rid of Braun Breaker.
No, because
Braun
the episodes
Strowman's
are
show.
over. They're not going until the show's over. There's only so many. They only had so many in the can.
Yeah, but then why wouldn't you all of a sudden do a season 2 for it if we were
Because
having
Braun
such a
Strowman
success?
doesn't exist anymore.
Well, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. They're not gonna do another show because he's not. He's no
not
longer.
Braun Strowman now. Now, if they do it and they bring him out as himself or whatever, or Braun Strowman, they reach an agreement and then he can come back as that. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like they're not going to sit there and necessarily because they don't know when they're going to CM Punk. They just don't mention you. Whether you want to call that burying or whatever, they just don't mention you until they go, hey, you know what? We can bring them back because we need them. They don't burn bridges either.
That's a good point. That is a good point. You that CM Punk is a very good example. What's up, Tony?
What's up, Tony? What's up, buddy?
I do.
Can't see him dump. Sorry, didn't see you there.
I do think that that's a big move. Yeah, you're right. Whenever they don't want you, they just don't mention you and they make you disappear. And the best way to
Make you
disappear
disappear.
is by just not talking about you anymore.
Yeah, because again, if you do make the bot and you bring it up, you're just drawing attention to said performer.
Well, it's not only the bot. I mean, again, like if you write crap on the person's social media, saying "yo, she sucks" or this and that, then you start creating a narrative, and then when you start creating a narrative, so okay, I guess this is the way I took it, right?
But don't fans do that all the time, anyways?
Well,
Like,
hold on.
Does WWE really need to do that?
Okay, here's what I feel. Here's where I thought she was going with that comment. The fact that it goes and she says, "Hey, if WWE wants to get rid of somebody, but they don't, they're looking to get rid of them, right? what do? You start creating a narrative. And the way you start creating a narrative is by burying them, by talking crap about it, by saying, hey, look, she sucks, she does that. Kind of Nikki Bella, right? Nikki Bella is a good example. All of a sudden, there's been very, very bad negative stuff on Nikki Bella. So let's see in a year or in a couple months and see if Nikki Bella's still in WWE. Because if she isn't in WWE, then all of a sudden, that statement by Aaliyah may have some truth, some validity
No, it
to it.
doesn't, because if they don't want you, that you're that contract's expired.
Mm.
You
I
just
think, I think hold on, Sean. We got
Fresco. Look at that. There must be a bot on social media talking about him. Where the hell did Frankie Fresco go? Finn Sammy, what's up, my man?
Hold on.
He is. He's back. I thought a bot got you.
You sounded like a robot, dude. So I don't know.
You went out. You
no,
dropped.
You've been going in and out like on your.
No,
on your
you've
video.
been going out. I got no bars on yours.
Oh my god! All right, chat. Who's been on here? Who's been dropping signal? It's been Sean. You just sounded like a robot. Like the last.
Well, you sound like a robot when you were talking. Then you dropped.
It says you guys sound like a robot. Both of us, or just Sean?
Oh boy.
Now
I got all bars again. I lost bars for a minute.
Both. Oh really? It was both of us. Oh,
are we that way right now? Still at this moment? Are we being attacked by bots? Is WWE and AEW sending bots at it?
That's what it is. They heard us. They heard that we were talking about them.
I think somebody jumped on the internet here because now I just lost and dropped everything. Son of a biscuit.
It says both of you guys. Yeah. It's the bots, the WWE bots coming after us.
All right, Frankie, let them know where they can hear you, man. Let's get off here and get to Raw.
All right. You can check me out at Frankie Fresco's YouTube channel. I'm there. Make sure you check it out. And then obviously on social media, you can check me out as Fresco Music. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday on the... Oh, I could hear myself. Awesome. And don't forget to follow and watch the Cameo Mix show every other Wednesday night. And if you don't catch it, you could catch the replay on my Mixcloud.
All right, you can catch me at SS_Sports Talk on X. You can catch me at Stanley Media House everywhere else. Stanley Media House Network on YouTube. Hit the subscribe, hit the notifications, and check me out. South Florida Sports Unfiltered. I think we're going this Friday. This Friday at 7 to talk about them Canes, baby. Not the Gators, though. Not the Gators. We won't be talking about them. Frankie will hit us with the bots when we are talking about the Canes.
Notice how our internet server started going shitty when we started talking about this topic.
Yeah. I told you it wasn't going to be good, man. It wasn't going to be a good topic.
They don't want us to talk about that.
Yeah, buddy. You're talking some shit there. They already made what's her name? CJ Perry pull down the podcast.
I'm telling you.
Attacking us.
I'm telling you. So if you guys heard us as robots, I just want to let you know that podcast, that video just got taken down by CJ Perry. Like she took it out like earlier this afternoon because I was watching it, and then all of a sudden that boom, gone. So now WWE is screwing with us as well.
Frankie is the king of Colombian crybabies.
Sean, are you going to be tuning in Friday World Cup selection?
Man, Frankie, you know what I feel like sometimes you get? Did I lose you again?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right. You know what I feel I get sometimes, man, on
I
this
know.
show?
I know what you're going to do. Just throw it out there already.
Emotional damage.
That's what I feel like on this show sometimes. Emotional damage, man. And he froze on the screen. I couldn't get the screen to work. Should have been better times, man.
These bots are getting one last thing, Sean. One last thing.
Go ahead. And yes, I will be there Friday for the World Cup selection for the United States to get into the group where they can make it to the next round.
You know that Memo lives in the United States and he doesn't even support the United States? He supports Argentina, but even if Argentina is not playing the United States, he doesn't support the United States. Can you believe that? Does that make any sense to you? And you're living in the United States. Makes absolutely no sense. Keep talking crap, Memo. So then here we go. Sir, the post, the goats flyer. You have all the goats there. Supposedly, you got Michael Jordan.
Oh, hold on. I know you're gonna pull this up on me here. Hold on.
Oh, you want to show it to the crowd?
I mean, it's the goats, right? We got to show it.
I want to see. I want to see if you guys agree with this foolishness of a flyer out there that has been going on social media. These bots are supporting this stupid narrative of these guys being the goats. And personally, I think they got it wrong. I mean, not all of them wrong. I think, but there's two in particular that they got wrong. I live in the USA. I support Ecuador. Yes, but if you after Ecuador, do you support the USA, John?
Frankie, did you send that to me on X or on Instagram? I think
Probably,
you sent it on Instagram.
probably on Instagram. I could text it to you.
Oh no, I got it.
I have the photo too. It's a terrible photo. It's just those two guys make absolutely no sense. ESPN was promoting it too. I live it. All of a sudden, so here it goes. It says, but supports the other teams. What? Just like you don't support the Canes, but you support the other teams. But there's a logic behind it, man. I went to UF. I'm a Gator. Wow, Josh is another. I don't know how to say it in English, but Sean, if you want to repeat after me, son arrepentidos from living here in the United States. Can you
What
say
you
that?
said?
Arrepentidos. That's what they are.
Yes, Rapentitos thing.
Exactly. Yes, Sean. Woo! Proud of you, sir. Yes. They're not grateful for living in the United States. How are you not going to support the United States and you live in this country? I mean, I get it. Ecuador's number one, Argentina's number one for you, but then what about the United States? Like, that makes no sense. They regret living in the US? Of course they do. Because Sammy, talk to me, Sammy. If you support your country, I'm Colombian, 100% Colombia all day. But then all of a sudden, if Colombia is not playing the United States, who am I supporting? Well, I'm going to support the United States. I live in the United States. I'm going to live.
You guys don't know by now, Frankie has 22,356 college teams. And so that's what happens with Frankie. He gets
I think Memo's getting butthurt. He's trying to take shots. Yes. Mal agradecidos, 100%. Yes, mal agradecidos. Y arrepentidos for living here, bro. Arrepentidos for not wanting for living in this country. So it doesn't matter that they suck. You still live in this country.
So there it is, Frankie. Hit it up.
All right, so let's talk about these GOATs. Obviously, number 23, Michael Jordan, is 100% a GOAT. Nobody can come close to him. When it comes to the tennis player, Roger Federer, all day he's a GOAT. One of the GOATs out there, destroyed Pete Sampras's record, destroyed. I mean, even though Djokovic is starting to catch up on it, but Nadal was a good second place right there. But Roger Federer is the GOAT. Number 12, I hate him with a passion, but let's keep it real. He's the GOAT when it comes to quarterback.
Tom Brady, baby.
Now let's talk about the two asterisks, guys. The two people that don't deserve to be GOATs on here. All right. And Sean, you tell me, sir, which one do you feel we should talk about first? Because when you look at the soccer side, Mr. Lionel Messi should not be there as a GOAT. As a matter of fact, as a soccer expertise here, it should be Pelé. Pelé is number one in soccer. He won multiple World Cups. That's the reason why. Messi just won one. So Pelé should be in this photo, not Lionel Messi. And even if you want to go an extra step, you could actually say Diego Maradona deserves to be there as well than Messi. But then this is a wrestling show. So they have the audacity to put John Cena, and they've been selling us this crap that he's the GOAT. Come on, man. We know that there's plenty of other wrestlers out there better than John Cena. John Cena's not the GOAT. We know that. You got
on the stat sheet he is.
The Undertaker.
On the stat sheet he is.
Undertaker is better than John Cena. The Rock is better than John Cena. Hulk Hogan is better than John Cena. There's a lot of people better than John Cena. This flyer is a fraud, and I hope you guys agree with me that this flyer should be taken down and not shown anymore to the crowd, or at least erase the guy in the middle and the guy with the number 10 jersey. What about you, Sean?
I'll go with you on the soccer. I know nothing about soccer, so
exactly.
I'll go with you on that.
I'm not even Brazilian.
John Cena as the way it is, I mean, I don't have a problem with him being the GOAT. By stats and everything else, he is. He's the 17 never seen.
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Nah, not the greatest of all time, sir.
No? Okay.
No. Do you watch boxing?
Sometimes.
Who do you think is the greatest of all time in boxing?
I don't know how great.
If you had to pick one.
Rocky Balboa.
Rocky's a winner, but he doesn't have it in the sheets. Not even in real life. In my eyes, Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time. But is he undefeated? No. A lot of people could say Mayweather.
John Cena's not undefeated. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Again, I don't base it on stats, because if I based it on stats, then you could honestly say that he doesn't deserve to be the GOAT. I mean, if you're basing it on stats, then he does deserve to be the GOAT. But if you're only basing on that, then you're being biased.
Well, so Brady is the greatest because he's won the most championships, right?
Yeah, but he has a lot of records.
Jordan did 6 out of whatever the 7 with the suspension and everything there. But John Cena's won 17. The most world championships ever.
He has won the most. You're right.
That makes him the greatest.
But that's not
of all time. Literally. It makes him the greatest of all time.
Just because he has more than anybody else.
Yeah. Yes. I don't understand.
I guess so. I guess if that's what they're basing it on, you're right. I guess that's the only thing. But then it even proves my point that Messi shouldn't be on that flyer, because Pelé has won 3 championships and Messi's only won 1. And then we're talking about World Cups, because they don't have Messi there as his Barcelona jersey or anything like that. They have him as Argentinian jersey. So
listen, look at Kai coming in. Kai, this guy. You can't be a great in a sport that's pre-selected winners.
Oh, that is true.
Dare you?
Good point, Samurai.
Dare you people be so vile to say John Cena's the greatest of a pre-selected choreographed sport? Agree
with you, Samurai, 100%, bro. He is so true. He is pre-selected. They should put an asterisk right on his forehead, because he doesn't deserve to be called the GOAT. Not the right guy.
Emotional damage.
Where'd you go, Frankie? Hold on, wrong one. Sorry, there we go. Now we're back. There we go.
Jesus Christ. I'm starting to think that this producer is struggling out here, bro. What's going on, Sean?
Dude, they got bots coming at me on my X. I'm looking at X right now. We're being talked about.
Jesus Christ. We better end the show, because if not...
Yeah, we should have ended the show probably before we started talking the greatest of all time.
That's not a good flyer. So you guys, I hope you guys understand the reasoning behind it, that John Cena shouldn't be there, and neither should Messi. If you're basing it on statistics of who's won the most, then yeah, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, and I guess Roger Federer, but I don't know if he's won the most. I thought Djokovic passed him already, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, tennis, I don't understand how come there's not a baseball player there. You know,
you can't put a baseball player. I mean, you got to put the one who won the most. Boxing, whoever
you put Shohei Ohtani on there.
You cannot put Shohei Ohtani. He hasn't won the most. That's why I didn't put him on the thing.
It doesn't matter. He's the greatest of all time. He's done stuff nobody else could do.
Statistically, he has not done what other guys have done. And if we're basing it on statistics, like you said we are with John Cena, then Tommy is not the GOAT.
You talk out of both sides of your mouth. You're perfect for radio. I'll start calling you Omar Kelly.
You know who should be there on that flyer as a GOAT? Mr. Sean Stanley. That's who should be there as a GOAT.
Man.
That's who needs to be on that flyer. Why Frankie is a hater towards Messi? I'm not a hater towards Messi. It just doesn't make any sense why he's on that.
Dude, what did you do to Memo? My God.
Because first and foremost, he's upset that I called him out on the simple fact that he's not supporting the United States and he lives in the United States.
I mean, he just said Frankie shouldn't be talking, just like his hairline is not on his head.
Exactly. He's taking personal shots because he feels that Messi's a GOAT, and he's not. Pele has won more World Cups than Messi. It's the truth. Like, don't get mad at me. Oh wow, Omar, no need for that kind of insult, man. Yeah, it's true, Sean. Don't insult me like
Dude,
that.
you talk out of both sides of your mouth. You got to be right, you got to be wrong, and you got to be in between.
I'm no Omar Kelly, and thank you
Are
for
we back Tuesday next week, or what do you got going on? I know you did. It's the holidays, so I know your schedule gets a little bundled here.
I will be 100% back. Excited for next week, sir. I make it happen, just like you. You make it
You see
happen.
that, Finn Sammy? We're coming for you next week. Competition, baby. Competition.
Yeah, better watch
kidding.
out. Better watch out for Sammy.
After you're on Finn's TV, jump over, see the Squared Circle Digest. It'll be posted.
You're dealing with the GOAT, Sean Stanley.
Next Tuesday.
6 p.m.
Are we doing it 6?
Oh,
get
yeah,
out of the
I'm sorry,
casino until 6.
I'm sorry. 8. You're right. 8 o'clock.
Gee,
Sorry about that.
this guy. See, this is what happens with Frankie. You let Frankie talk a little bit, and he starts doing it. No, Finn Sammy. We will reschedule. Finn's TV is a must for fans right now. We gotta. That's therapy. Therapy.
It is therapy.
And make sure you check them out tomorrow, 8 p.m. And next week we'll be back at 8 p.m.
Memo's so pissed. Memo, don't get mad because Messi is not a GOAT. Pelé should be the GOAT. Come on, man. We could have this conversation off the show. You know.
In the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun, shine, state.
The Square Circle Digest!